Bloody Mary Podcast.
We are on the air and ready to scare.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Bloody Mary Podcast, where we talk about all things horror while drinking a Bloody Mary. I'm Jesse.
And I'm Tammy, and we are totally married.
Woo-woo-woo-woo-woo.
We got our Bloody Marys, and tonight we are reviewing Saw 10.
10, yeah.
What the fuck?
We just got back from the theater. Haven't talked about it to each other yet.
No.
So it's just going to be our initial reactions, really talking it out here.
Yep.
But before we get into it, just want to let you guys know that we will be spoiler free until we're not. So we'll do spoiler free and then a spoiler talk. So it'll be timestamped below on YouTube. And we'll let you know when we're going to jump into it.
Yep.
And you'll know because you're listening and you'll know.
And before we jump in, we got some cool merch. You can go ahead and check out our store. We got some hats and t-shirts, and we also have an Amazon wish list that has big things, small things that you can go ahead and help us out with. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. www.bloodymarriedpodcast.com. Go there, check it out, and give us some support. So Saw 10, before we jump into it, just like refresh ourselves and our listeners how we feel about the Saw franchise. It's not our favorite.
No.
Like I think the first Saw is a classic. I think it's a really great horror film. It's really well done.
Mm-hmm.
I could go so far as to say the first three are fine, but like 4 is like they really shit the bed, and we had some fun seeing Spiral. And we had a little bit of fun with Jigsaw, but this just isn't our favorite franchise.
No, I never wanted to watch a fucking Saw movie again, nor do I care about what the fuck John Cramer's up to, live or dead, but whatever. We saw it.
Yeah.
I think that number 1 is a really great horror movie, and you fucking ruin it with 2 through 10.
Yeah.
So
that's your feelings.
That's my feelings.
So Saw 10 is interesting with like the marketing because I watched some promo clips, and they really wanted to hit on the nostalgia, and they even brought back the Lionsgate logos. They brought in a DP to get the early Saw vibe of like 1, 2, and 3 with like the colors and how they shot it. And they wanted to bring back John Cramer, and they wanted to bring back Amanda. And this stuff you can see in the trailer. This isn't spoiling anything. And they even brought back the Saw blood drive, which I don't know when they stopped doing that, but they did in the heyday of Saws, probably like 2 through 5 or 6, they would do a blood drive in tandem where you give blood and it's for Saw, and I think you got a discount on your tickets or something.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Like that. So they brought back all this like nostalgia and promo stuff and how they shot it and everything. So that's really interesting. And like I think and they bring back John Cramer, and I get it because it's like the movies we love, like Friday the 13th or Halloween, where you make it and you don't have him because Spiral didn't have John Cramer. Right. It was just the world he created, whole new killer, new cast, all that stuff. Right. So I get that. I get why they'd bring him back. And I was looking into because Spiral came out, and when they were doing promotion for that, they said they were making a Spiral 2, but then Spiral was the lowest grossing of all of the Saw films. So I think that's why they were like, let's go Saw 10, bring John Cramer back in. Yeah. So that's how we got Saw 10. And before we went to see this movie, I was like, they gotta pull like a magic rabbit out of the hat to like impress me. Or there's certain things that, the one thing I told you that to give it a fighting chance for me, they had to do, they did. Okay. So that was good. Anyways, let's just get into it. So Saw 10, here we go. Mm-hmm. What did you think of Saw 10?
I thought it was a Saw movie. And, it was a Saw movie. There was some cool traps. Mm-hmm. He exacted his revenge. And it was a fucking Saw movie.
Yeah. Okay. So if you don't know, Saw 10, and this is also promoted too, Saw 10 is actually the sequel to the first one. It's Saw 1.5.
Right.
Like that's what they said.
They squeezed it in the middle of 1 and 2.
But why it's called Saw 10 is weird. But anyways, the brief synopsis of the film is dying John Cramer takes revenge on a group of medical scam artists.
Right.
That's really what happened. You see that in the trailer in the description. He gets conned into thinking that they can cure his cancer. They pull one over on him, take his money, and that's the wrong person to do that to.
Yeah, definitely the wrong fucking person to do that to.
Yeah. So
what did you think?
You know, I think the same thing. I think it was a Saw movie, but I'm putting it in the group of the better ones.
Yeah.
For sure. To me, in this one, like a lot of them, there's a lot of bad phoned in acting.
Mm-hmm.
And for this one, there wasn't. Everyone acted pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Like no one like was, cause there's a lot of daytime drama felt like actors in a lot of those other ones.
Oh yeah.
And this one, it didn't feel like it. It felt like they're actually acting. I think I think it's interesting in this one. Oh yeah, spoilers.
It is hard to not do spoilers. It really is.
No, I think they did some really interesting stuff. The one thing that I said going into it that they had to do in order to at least have a fighting chance for me is to not have it filled with fucking flashbacks.
Yes.
And there was not a single flashback in the film. I told you like the only way this has a fighting chance is if it's a contained start to finish film. And that's what it is. There's no flashbacks.
Which
There's
is
like
nice.
a sequence at the end where they just do your twist where they're flashing back to like, I don't know, a half hour ago, but that doesn't count. Right. It's not like we're flashing back to 5 years.
You know,
we're flashing back to 10 years.
Most of the other Saw movies where half of the movies are like, oh, we're going to flash back to number 2. Now we're going to flash back to number 4. Fuck you. No.
So that was really nice. That was really nice. Not spoiling too much, but something that they do with John Cramer is they actually make you care for him more than any of the other films, and they make you root for him more than any of the other films.
Yeah.
You know what I would call this one instead of Saw 10? Carlos's Great Day. Carlos gets a bag of money.
He does
and
get
had
a bag
great
of
time.
money.
He played some games. He met some friends, and he got rich. And he's like 7.
Right.
That's not spoiling anything, you know, for sure. So what worked for you and what didn't with this?
Well, I agree. No flashbacks. I really did like, you know, not having half the movie fucking already done already.
Yeah.
The traps are always cool. And this, you know, I do like you said, like the actors, it was pretty well acted, and there wasn't like any stupid, like, oh, here, you let me catch this.
Let me
fucking
throw the key at you. Yeah.
Well, you can't see.
Oh,
like,
man.
you fucking moron.
This is terrible.
So there wasn't, you know, a lot of stupid shit that were like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So that was nice. It was longer than I expected it to be.
Yeah, it was like 2 hours, and I felt like, you know.
But it was a Saw movie. It was better than you know, probably the majority of them. Yeah. And I would put it up in the better ones. Mm-hmm. Because of not a million flashbacks, and you do feel bad for like this. I think this is the one where I was like, mostly like, yeah, get those fuckers. Like, yeah,
this one really made you feel like a lot of those people like deserved to be in the situation, the traps. A lot of the victims deserve to be in there. At least the main one. Oh, for sure. You know, there are a couple that you could, but can't really spoil too much there. So what didn't work for you then? Like what
didn't work for me was that it was the Saw movie.
Yeah, and they're just not your favorite.
They're just not my favorite. I just don't like them. Yeah, I mean, for me, it was a Saw movie. It was better than I expected it to be. I thought it was going to be, when you did the trailer, it was very like early 2000s trailer.
Well, that was on purpose.
I know it was on purpose, but I was like, I really hope it doesn't give you that the look that the trailer had, I didn't like at all.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I really hope that they don't make the movie look like that.
Yeah, I think they were doing like a lot of flash like cuts like they used to edit in the early 2000s.
Right. And so I was worried. I was like, oh God, it's going to look like that too. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But it didn't. So that was nice. But yeah, I mean, it was a Saw movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot worked for me in this at being a Saw movie that you got to know characters a lot more. You got a different location. You got some cool looking stuff. The plot, you know going in because of the trailer and the description of like what's happening. And the big twist, because all Saw movies at the end have a twist, and it wasn't.
That one isn't a big twist to me.
No, I mean like because there's no. You know that it's hard to talk about.
Literally, the twist that it was, as soon as they start to set up, I was like, oh yeah, no, that's that's not.
Yeah.
So it wasn't. They're never gonna top ever the first twist
for sure.
Ever.
No.
And that is like for me the downfall of the series because that is such like so fucking great. And then you just ruin it.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where, like, if you don't have a twist that is that good, why bother with it? And why keep doing the shtick?
Right. Why keep giving me a twist?
Yeah.
When you're never going to fucking top that first one.
I do agree with that. But also it is, like, kind of the fun of it, too. Like how, you go see a Friday the 13th movie and you want the mask reveal.
Right.
You go to, it's that kind of stuff. And I get it. The traps, talking about that, they were really good.
I like
the
traps.
They were pretty visceral. There is one where I had to two. I turned to you and I couldn't look at it and I kept looking back. And I don't know, the older I get, like the gorier stuff like really like fucking gets to me. And there was some pretty gnarly There was some gnarly ones in here.
There was.
And they go longer. Like they stay. Like we'll just throw this is in there, but say someone has to, cut off their arm. They stay on it for a few minutes.
They do. I know, because you're like, oh God,
you just stop.
I can't. Oh my God, stop. I liked it.
So where would you put this in? You put it in the top ones. Yeah.
I would put it in the top. I honestly can't remember my rankings.
Yeah, me either.
I can honestly tell you my number one was number one, and the rest of them I fucking hated. So it really was this one. I'm gonna put it at number two because it does. If we were to get a sequel like that, I think like that builds on the heart of it, and that maybe would have like had a little bit better going forward.
So you liked it better than Spiral?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no like dollar store mustache. There was no like Spiral was nice because it was a little different. And then we also had just watched fucking all of them, and so that one was a fresh air.
Yeah, and also it was like that was the first movie we saw coming out of COVID,
right?
And being able to go to the theater,
so it was just like
we had a lot of stuff going on there.
But as far as the Saws go, we're gonna put it up in the top three because.
Well, I think if you're a Saw fan, you should definitely see it. I think if you love Saw, if it's like one of your favorite horror franchises, then this one is going to be right up your alley.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I think like if you're wanting to go see a horror movie this Halloween season, it's a fun one to check out.
It is.
Yeah. I don't have too much bad stuff to say about it, really.
No, I don't either. Just that I don't care about John Cramer, so
yeah.
But this, I mean, it did make me care a little bit. Like I was like, oh man, that's fucked
well. Now
up.
I care about him a little bit.
Yeah, just this.
It's too bad he's dead in 3, or is he? I don't know.
Who knows?
So, all right.
So where do you put it in your rankings?
Probably up there as well. I'd have to really think about it, but honestly, probably the same as you. Number 2, I think it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think it has a little bit of heart. It has some gore.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I Okay, well, we're gonna get into some spoilers.
All right. So if you haven't seen it, stop here and go see it, and then watch the rest of it.
Yeah. So spoilers. What do we want to spoil? So, well, I guess one thing is we were leaving the theater, and then we stopped because like an after credit scene kicked in.
Right.
And that was like probably the one thing I didn't like because our least favorite character shows up. Walmart Stallone.
Fucking Walmart Stallone.
Who was the killer in like 4, 5, and 6.
Or what, they all blend together.
Cop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he shows up along with, Jigsaw.
Well, yeah. Well, so
in the original room.
When it ended, I was like, that's it. That's where we end it, where he just walks out in the sun.
I loved it. I love that ending.
And John Cramer.
That ending.
Well, this is my thing, because I was like, oh no, the pancreatic dude with his like, that's a fake. Like that was fake. He was the trap. He was the lure. So he wasn't in the rest of those. So they got to find him somewhere.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so when it ended, I was like, okay. And then you give it that, but then you don't even get like. You don't get the torture. You don't get any of it. He's like, don't kill me. Oh, and then they started, and then Walmart Stallone's like, wow. And then they started.
Yeah, it was just a teaser.
It was just like
Yeah, it was just a bonus scene.
It was a bonus scene, but.
For the most part, I liked it. I thought it was fun. They really, they make you like care for John Cramer and Amanda more. The most that you've ever done because you viewed him as like the bad guy for the majority of the franchise, and this time you really you felt bad for him. It's like he's dying of cancer and he's this one shot, and that was good.
Yeah, no,
it was all like predictable.
It was
like but it was still fun to watch.
It was, and it was, but it like he, they pretend to give you fucking surgery. And then but then put you somewhere else and take your money, like that. You like those people are, and like he's crying in this, like thank you so much, like he really. I mean,
there's a touching scene where he's fixing a bike with the kid Carlos.
Right, Carlos just fucking poor Carlos is probably gonna have some PTSD to go along with that.
I love that.
He was bloodborne.
That was really cool because that's one of those traps that it's just if you work together, you live. Right. You can both live, and I think he's done that trap before. He's had like
something similar.
You can live if you just work together.
Right.
So that's what this trap, and they work together. It was like Jigsaw and the 7-year-old kid getting waterboarded with blood, and then you like give someone a chance to breathe.
Cause the kid, cause John was like, I'll just take it. Cause he didn't want the kid to be there.
Yeah,
and
he told him to
fucking evil lady, like, I'll kill the kid. Fuck you.
So this she was really good at playing a bad, mean bitch. She was really great. Like now it feels like she's the villain. Well, and also she's alive.
She is alive.
Because she survived his trap at the very end. And he saw it. But his rule is if you play the game and you do the thing and you live, then you're fine.
Right.
And like he even did things in like this where, one person survived it. Well, 2 of them. And the first one that did, he gave him medical attention right away. And the second one that did, he was like, okay, she survived. Go bring her to the hospital, before. So they were really hammering home, give him some humanity. Like, make these people the good guys.
Yeah, and because the lady was like, oh, you want her to go to the hospital? I'm going to break her fucking neck.
Yeah.
What?
And then there's this moment like at the end where he grabs her hair while he's in the trap. And I swear to God, she was getting off on that.
Oh,
did you see that in her face? Like she was like, oh yeah.
Well, because she
I want to bang this old cancer killer dude.
Well, because she was like, I bested him. I bested you. Because she was like, I knew who you were. You're John Cramer. You're Jigsaw, which I didn't know that like that was a whole like well known. But I forget like people knew who he was.
Yeah, I forget that too. Like, and I was thinking back, I'm like, oh, is because one of my theories going in was this is actually Saw 10, and this is actually taking place now in modern day, and that he somehow survived 3 body double cloning, whatever robots, and this is him like the cancer's back. And he's coming out of retirement to kill like one last time, which makes sense because they all look old. And I don't know, they kind of leave that up in the air, but not really.
Right.
Because they never say, they do little things to where I think they left the filmmakers of the room to say it's either Saw 10 or not, because in the very beginning there was this thing where he was signing his paperwork and he goes to sign its name and date and it's like left blank and he's gonna go do it and they didn't, and that was on purpose. It's like to keep you. I think it could go either way. I think it really could be Saw 10 or it could take place in the middle. You'd have to do some explaining if it was really Saw 10, but what do you think about that?
I think that if it was Saw 10, then that would be stupid, quite frankly, because I've watched him die like 5 times from flashbacks from 6 other films.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's alive, so like I really
like if they keep going with this, like this side thing, then she's like his arch nemesis now.
Yeah.
Like there, because she's really intelligent, she's smart, she survived his stuff, and she's just as like the other side of the coin kind of evil like him.
Oh yeah. He has some humanity at least.
Yeah.
He does it because she's like, you don't even fucking kill people, like you're a hypocrite. And he's like, no, I don't kill them. I give them a choice.
Yeah, I don't think there's a few
like,
times that he didn't.
No, I agree. And then we're gonna talk about morals over here with you. Like
okay, for instance, like in just Saw 1, it starts with that one guy waking up in the tub, not knowing where he is, and by waking up, it like starts the drain, and the key to him getting out goes down the drain.
Right.
So there's no way, because he gets drugged and he wakes up in a tub. How the fuck would you know there's a key in there? Like he had zero chance to get that key. So Jigsaw, and he didn't even do anything too bad but take photos.
Right.
I think, right? That's like all he did was like
remember.
No.
Yeah,
Jigsaw
I agree.
wants a few people to die for sure.
So I'm surprised that she's, but I feel like if they do go, it would be like hunting her down and trying to find her if that is what you do, but I really hope they don't. But she's fucking evil because she's like, oh, there's the kid. I'm gonna just kill the kid. And she no problem bloodboarding a fucking 7-year-old.
Yeah. So
the kid though is like sees what's happening and is like, okay, like
he figured it out.
He can't speak English, and he's fucking 7, 8, and this is happening to him, and he's like, oh no, I got this. And then they go back and forth, and the kid's like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Like
that was really cool. I like that part.
And then just the money, here you go.
Yeah, and I can got a million bucks.
They have to go home. They take him home, and they're like,
everyone's drenched in blood.
Hi, I know he's covered in blood, but here's $1 million. Wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah. I think it was shot really good. I think they did a good job with whoever they brought in for the cinematographer. They did a really good job at capturing the old stuff, but also some new stuff, like you said, like that sunset scene at the end, or just like a wide shot of the plane landing at sunset. Like some stuff you usually don't get in Saws. You don't usually get these outside things.
Atmosphere.
You don't get like Spiral gave us atmosphere, which was really nice. So that's a great word, atmosphere, because he was like overlooking the city and he was drawing pictures of the skyscape. So it gave you a sense of atmosphere, like you said. Yeah, definitely.
And the twist was, when he first comes in and there's a guy like, oh no, I have throat cancer, thyroid, whatever.
Well, yeah.
And then he's like, no, I came to get my money back. And I'm like, okay, sure he did. Right.
Well, the twist was that like just Jigsaw and Amanda were smarter and.
Right.
Yeah. There was really no twist.
The twist was there wasn't a twist, and that they let that lady. The only foil to their plan was Carlos.
Yeah, a little kid shows up that she grabs the evil lady and throws him in a trap with Jigsaw.
Yeah. And he wasn't. That wasn't intended, but they were still like we don't know that dude was fake, and he's hello, it's fucking Jigsaw, bitch. And she's all had her whole evil villain, I bested you. I bested John Cramer. Now I'm gonna get my money. Well, and she's all like, nah, nah, nah. And then he's like, all right.
Okay, you know what? I actually bought that he was a victim.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah,
God.
they got that one over on me.
Her phone rings. She answers it for a second, and then
I was along for the ride.
some asshole shows up and starts banging it. I want my money. No.
Yeah.
That was so fake.
Yeah, that one got me.
So fake.
Yeah. Thinking about
That
it.
one did not get me. As soon as he showed up, I was like, oh, he is in on it. And his whole like, no, that's for my kids. And he's all like, no.
Well, I guess that's where you go with the acting, because the acting was really convincing. I bought it.
I didn't buy it because fucking, if they're doing that clinic and they're doing that scam, you're not going to see any other patient.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're smart.
That's true.
And as soon as he figured that out and then he saw that other patient was there.
Yeah.
And then you got to go find the cancer guy who basically just fucking goes to cancer support groups and talks about how he's fucking dying to find marks.
It's a great scam.
And then fucking, oh yeah, no, I got this big giant scar.
Yep.
Because they tailed him and they marked him. And that was fucked
They
up.
grifted. They conned him.
They conned him. And that was fucked up. And also, they conned him because of who he was, too. Because she wanted to... Because she had she has an ego, and she was like, oh no, that's John fucking Cramer. Because she knew who Jigsaw was. She's like, I marked you.
I don't think she knew who he was until later. Once the yeah, because no one knew it was John Cramer yet, because they knew Jigsaw Killer. They didn't know it was John Cramer.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because in Saw 1, Jigsaw was like out there killing a couple people like before Saw 1 happened.
That's right. That's right. There was a prequel of one of those, or a prequel before Saw 1 happened.
Well, no, even like in the movie Saw, like he was already out there killing people, because they were like, oh, this is the Jigsaw Killer we're after.
Yeah, because he had the whole, that's right. I forgot.
And I don't think you find out it's John Cramer until, I don't know, 4 or 5. He dies in 3, but I think like 4 runs consecutive with 3. That was the twist. Anyways, back to Saw 10.
Right.
So where does the franchise go from here? Do you want to see like Saw 11, which would be like Saw kind of 1.2, and it would be like going in tandem with the current stuff? Do you want to see a Spiral 2? Do you want to see something different? Because they're gonna make more, so you're gonna see something.
I know. I would like to say, give me a Spiral 2. To get out of the John Cramer of it all. And if you're gonna do it, then if you're bringing John Cramer back along for the ride, and Amanda and fucking Walmart Stallone, then fucking...
I wonder what his actual name is.
I don't know what his name is. It's Walmart Stallone. Then it would, for me, it would be like, go after that lady. Yeah. Find her. I don't know.
I guess I'm going to give like the cop-out answer and be like, as long as they're good and they're quality and they do some decent storytelling, then I don't care which one I get, because like they did this one well.
They did do it. It was
and before this, I would be like, well, I don't fucking want John Cramer back, but it was good. Like he acted well. They all did good. So as long as you have a solid script and everything, solid acting, then I guess it doesn't matter to me, because I don't hold stock in Saw.
Right.
So I'm going to go see him and I don't really care. So as long as it's well done, then I'm fine. Like I would love to see Spiral 2, and it's a tricky weavy path to like make a Saw 11, or is it Saw 2.5?
Right. So how are you?
Fuck? What are you doing?
I feel like Spiral gives you more room because it's the rhetoric of John Cramer, as opposed to John Cramer coming back again.
do some world building.
Do world building. I don't want to see.
Do a Spiral 2, and then do a Saw, and then do a Batman versus Superman, where it's like Spiral World and like Cramer World, and they're all like
Well, we have a Carrie Elwes roaming around the world, right?
Yeah.
So we could do other things with it besides showing me fucking John Cramer. That being said, this one did give me heart. He did cry. I felt I felt bad for him. I wanted him to kill all those people because that was fucked up. You can't give cancer people hope.
Yeah.
And like, this is your last hope. We're going to die. And they take $250,000 from you, which is most likely their life savings. And then they die because you con them. That's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
What were your favorite traps?
My favorite traps?
Yeah.
I really did like, probably because nobody died, I liked the last one, the waterboarding one with Cramer and the kid. I just thought it was really fun that what we talked about, how the kid figured it out, and it was really, there's so much blood and how they survived it. I think that was a lot of fun. But if you're going with like my favorite gore kill trap, it was probably... the chick who was sawing her leg off and then her head got cut off, and that one I had to turn my head a few times.
Yeah.
That one was good. I love, though, that our first trap we get wasn't really a trap. It was just him fantasizing, thinking about how he was going to trap someone if he did something.
Right.
And then he didn't do it, and then he's like, good choice. Which was really fun. That's a fun way to start it.
That was like, you're going to steal from a person in the hospital?
Yeah.
That can't. And then I like that one because it like broke all the fingers and then sucked the fucking eyeballs.
So is that your favorite one?
Out of his brain.
Which one's your favorite trap?
Okay, I did like the eyeball sucking out of your brain.
Eyeball sucking out of the brain.
But I did like the one where she had to cut her leg off, get the marrow, and then her head.
Yeah.
Like she was in pieces by the end of that, and that was pretty great.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
My least favorite was probably Gabriella's, where she had the radiation on her and then she had to break her hand and feet to like, that one was like, to me, that was like, meh.
Yeah. That one to me was like, I could fucking survive that.
Yeah. That one wasn't like,
though that one trap, the trap wasn't where the like Mexican Inca mask closed on him.
Right.
Like the ending bit was cool. But yeah.
Where he had to do brain surgery on, like basically cut his head open. And that's another one you were like, God, no.
Self-mutilation I'm not a fan of. But anyways, what would you rate this out of 10? 10 Bloody Marys. In the world of Saw.
7.
7?
Yeah, we'll go with 7.
All right.
What about you?
I'll do it. 7's fine.
Yeah.
Easier in editing too when I edit the podcast. But 2 7s. I don't have to do an extra type. Yeah, I think this is a great Saw film. But in the overarching world of horror, I mean, it's probably a 5, 6. You know?
Yeah. In the world of Saw, it's a 7.
Yeah, for sure.
In the world of horror, 5, 6. Because there wasn't. It was, well, it was anyways, a fucking Saw movie.
Have you guys seen Saw 10 yet?
Yeah.
What'd you think? Did you like it? Do you think it's one of the better ones? Do you think it's or do you think it's a piece of shit?
Are you excited to see John Cramer again? Or are you like, fuck him, I don't care?
Well, on that positive note, our Bloody Marys are dead.
And so are we. Bye-bye.
See you later.
The Bloody Mary Podcast.